Aloha, what's up? We are here for our very first ever GoLoveAdventures interview. So excited. I have Evette Henry here from On Point Acupuncture here in Honolulu. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for being our very first ever interview.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So today I just want to talk to her about why she got into it, what she's looking for out of it, and what her hopes and dreams are.
All right, deep questions.
Deep questions. So yeah, I just want to start off with what got you even started with Chinese medicine, with acupuncture, in this whole physical healing realm.
Right. So I don't have a spectacular story of how I fell into it. I think I was really always searching for what I wanted to do. I'm the oldest, so I grew up being the nurturing one in the family. So I have this need to care for others. And so I always knew I was going to go to Bastyr University, where I got my degree in Chinese medicine. And they just specialize in naturopathic medicine, nutrition, all these holistic modalities, acupuncture. And I was like, what's acupuncture? So I decided to look into it, signed up for it, just went from there.
That's really cool. So, how long ago was that?
Oh gosh, I think so I graduated 2015 and then came back home to Hawaii. So it's a 4-year program, so it's been a while now. Sometimes I miss it too, like being in school and that environment of learning, because it's like all this hard work.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's so fascinating. So in your current practice, what kind of scope do you use? Like, what's your framework? What's a better way I can put that? How do you transfer yourself into your product, into your patients?
Right.
What's your mentality when you go into seeing a patient?
When I approach someone, I want them to know that this whole treatment, this whole hour is for you. And I want to be there for you, like you are family, because I really do care, and I really want to help that person the best way I can. And so that's really it. I think it's, being in a treatment for that amount of time is very intimate too, and you have to build that trust and show that you care to really, progress and make progress within whatever the person's seeing you for.
What's been your most, I choose this word with intent,
right.
Intense client? You have to drop names, right?
I guess, of course, the tough patients are the ones that are really skeptical about it, but they're also the best kind of patients too, because they really are gung-ho after once they experience the treatment and what they feel afterwards. They're like, oh yeah, now I'm all about it, because they had such strong feelings beforehand. And it's always kind of, I guess you have to tiptoe around people who are really sensitive or very terrified, because you have to decide okay, what approach should I take from here? But I haven't had outrageous situations, so.
And on the other spectrum of intense, what's been I guess your most positive experience?
Positive? Just having a patient just look at you after a treatment and say thank you so much. It's wow, yes, that's such a great affirmation for me. Okay, I'm doing the right thing and it feels good. Just that alone is really cool.
So what I was curious about is, what was your very first acupuncture treatment like?
I knocked out. I was yeah, and I think that's a compliment for the practitioner too. I was so relaxed. At first it's okay, these needles are gonna go in me. What am I gonna feel? But it's really hard to describe until you actually have it done on you, and you just have. It feels different. It's scary, but it feels good. And so I just drifted away, and I felt amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to be doing. So, yeah.
And when you were getting into this, were there any setbacks? Were there any things that were holding you back? Any fears within yourself or external?
Of course. I worry a lot. I tend to worry a lot. I tend to make lists in my head automatically, like, okay, this is my task at hand, and then I just start like writing all these tasks that I need to get done. And that holds me back a lot because I feel like I have to have everything lined up in order to like, okay, let's go now.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, so it's tough, but I think that is my biggest setback, is like the fear of actually starting and going for it. But after all of that, it's like, okay, you have to start at some point, so just go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what kind of techniques do you use to combat this? Is it just like that fighting through it regardless, or is there like some kind of mental, like very particular thing that you set in place?
Sometimes I'll write things down, and then I'll have to talk to someone about it, whether it be my parents or my husband, like, and they usually like kick me in the butt. They're like, just do it already. I'm like, and then that's when I get like frustrated. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go do it then. So that's usually the process of everything. Like even changes with the practice now, I'm like going on to the next step of bringing herbs on. It's like I'm having this hard time, and I'll go through that whole thing to actually go and do it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love it. Wow. So in this, has that kind of been your only setback though? Like not to diminish it. Like,
No.
But as far as your own struggles, I mean, is there anything else that you've been like fighting through, working with?
I guess it's really figuring out who I am as a practitioner, because I'm doing this business alone, so I have to find a balance between being a business owner and the practitioner that I want to be. And sometimes I forget that, okay, aside from the business part and building it, what am I doing? My goal is to be, the best practitioner I want to be for my patients, and that's really important to remember. And sometimes I forget that because I'm trying to build the business.
What made you want to go into business by yourself as opposed to joining already established practice? It's
I don't know. I just felt like, okay, Hawaii is very slow. It's very behind. So I just wanted to bring, I guess, this modern feel to Chinese medicine, because it's so traditional. It's overlooked sometimes because it's so old. But I just wanted to make it, easily accessible for people. Like, okay, I'm willing to go try it. So I just
tried it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Who would you say is your biggest inspiration, whether it be from beforehand or currently, that keeps pushing you to do what you do?
Yeah. Okay, so I think I have many, because I think there are a lot of people that have come into my life that helped me, grow to this point. In school, I've always had instructors, and they really inspired me to be like, okay, you can go on your own and do your own practice. Don't work under someone else because you're that great. Like, okay, I'll carry this inspiration. And then as far as that, like, go get it, go do it, my dad and my husband have been a really big part. Sorry.
It's okay.
And my mom, she's really the core of my motivation and inspiration, because she's sorry. She raised my brother and I on her own, and she continues to do so much. She's always feeding inspiration and motivation to get me to do things, and it's really because of her that I can do whatever I want to do, whether it's having my own business, being an artist, whatever. She'll be right there like, yeah, go. So Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I understand.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I
Yeah.
get it. Thank you. Thank you. As far as where you see your practice going, what do you envision for yourself? I don't really want to put a year on it, like 10 years, but just your future self, your future business. What do you envision?
I'd like to further grow this business, have another treatment room, develop more of that herb base of the business too, and I don't know, maybe we could get programs into hospitals or hospices, things like that. I think spreading the medicine even more and helping more, like at all generations, that would be really cool.
How do you think that this can help the community of Hawaii?
Just to further, connect that mind-body. This medicine has to do a lot with mind-body, and we kind of forget that we are stressed or that we're not feeling so great, but we push ourselves so much we exert a lot physically. So I want people to live optimally.
So for someone who is struggling with that, what do you recommend, whether it is an acupuncture treatment or if
Right,
there's something
right.
mentally they can do, physically they can do? Because I totally get like that whole, it is everything, it's physical, mental, spiritual.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have one without the other, and you can't help one without the
Exactly.
other. So for someone going through any kind of maybe life struggle or physical ailment, is there like 1, 2, 3 something you recommend for them to start with?
I think overall that you need to take time for yourself and really decompress. Like find something that you really enjoy and do that. Yeah.
So for someone looking to get into industry is kind of a weird word for this profession, this practice, what do you recommend for them?
Making sure that it's really something you're passionate about, because you have to remember what you're passionate about to keep going through all the steps that you have to take to open a business. Any business, you will run into frustration a lot of hurdles you have to go over, so just making sure that you want to do what you want to do is, I think, key, so that you don't lose your story and what you're trying to share or tell.
And what do you want to share and tell?
I mean, I just want to share the medicine that it's so diverse. You can help anyone with anything, and I want people to know that and to not feel like this is how it is, so I'm going to have to live with my aches and pains, because you don't have to have limitations in life, and that's why I'm here.
In your opening of your own business, what was your biggest fear as far as pushing through with that?
Biggest fear is simple, is just failing, but that can't be the thing to stop you if you haven't even tried. So that's something that I will keep reminding myself to, like, okay, you just have to try, because you don't know where you're gonna go, and I think beyond that you have to believe in yourself too. So that's probably the main fear is, okay, am I gonna fail at this? Am I gonna be good enough? But you never know. You never know.
The cool thing, there's no such thing as failure either, which is pretty
True.
Just keep learning. It's pretty awesome.
True. Yeah.
That's super neat. I love it. Yeah, what's been your biggest, how do I put this? I don't want to say failure. But yeah, what's been your biggest failure that you've overcome?
You mean having the practice?
Either in your practice or in your life, like what's the one thing you like fell flat on your face is like, wow, that was fun.
Yeah.
Coming back from that, like what was that biggest setback, hurdle, failure, whatever you want to call it, and how did you feel coming out of it?
The most recent failure I could think of is when I was about to graduate from the master's program, and we have to take 4 exams, the board exam, to have your national license for acupuncture. And I'm like, okay, I think I got it all down, didn't really study. I failed one of the exams. I'm like, okay, that's tough. That's going to be tough to get back. And, I got the test pass, and then going, forward for the next 2 exams, I've also failed another one. So that was really tough because I didn't know if I was good enough, but that's really, I think, superficial of me too, because it didn't reflect what I had learned, and I just have really poor studying skills. But that's the only current fail. But even with herbs too, I think I have a struggle with starting something because I'm not sure of myself or how I will take the process. So I've dabbled into trying to make herbal teas or gummy bears, infuse it with herbs. Totally failed. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I've put that on hold, continue to treat people, and just put the herbs on hold, and maybe I'll try again. But
I think that's what's so fascinating, and why I say there's no such thing as failure, because you're not failing per se, you're just learning what doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, herbs and gummy bears don't work. Great, what else can we do?
Yeah.
I think that's so important for so many people, because we have this idea of, if you're not doing something right, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Well, that's not quite the case. Be doing something not right and still right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to share about pretty much anything?
Anything.
Either in the scope of acupuncture or overcoming obstacles or just pushing through.
Yeah, I think that's important. It's just pushing through. If you're passionate about something, you have an idea and you really believe in it, go for it, because you don't know what are your limits. So just go for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being our very first ever interview. That was so great. You guys can check her out on Point Hawaii.
OnPointOahu.com.
On Point Oahu. I almost had it. OnPointOahu.com.
Yes.
Make an appointment with her. She's awesome. And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, of course.
Cool.
It's fun.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.